Welcome back to Mind the Snap, where we break down the game from a UK perspective and celebrate the global obsession that is NFL.
And today's episode is just that, global.
Because joining us is someone who's helped shape what it means to be an international NFL fan all the way from Melbourne, Australia.
NFL and AFL ambassador, content creator, and a voice that built a genuine community around the sport on the other side of the world.
He's known for making the game accessible, entertaining and relatable, cutting through the complexity of the NFL and bringing more people into it.
And when you factor in time zones, the late nights, and the commitment it takes outside the US, it makes that journey even more impressive.
Today we're diving into that journey, from discovering the game in Australia to building and following, creating content and representing a growing global fan base.
Because this sport doesn't belong to one country anymore, it's global. And Tiffany is right at the centre of that movement. So Tiffany Krylov, welcome to Mind the Snap.
Hi guys, hello everyone. Thank you for the intro. Oh, my face is already hurting.
Mind the Snap. From London town to Melbourne nights, she was watching games while the city slept. Sun coming up, she ain't gonna bed yet. Coffee in her hand and the screen glowing bright, learning every rule in the dead of the night. Everybody said that game ain't for us, but she never cared what they made of the fuss. Built a crowd from scratch, now they're filling the stands. Got the NFL growing on Australian land. From the MCG to the NFL stage, turning late night passion into front page rage. One voice, one dream, one hell of a ride. Now she's got a whole community by her side. Oh, Tiffany's lighting up the sky tonight. Oh, the southern stars and stadium lights, breaking down the game, making everybody see what football means from sea to sea. Oh, from Melbourne streets to the worldwide map, now she's stepping up on Mind the Snap.
So Tiffany, welcome to Mind the Snap, and we're going to start right from the beginning with your origin story. When did the NFL grab you, and what made you go from fan to creator?
Origin story, I love this. I think it's been, I think I've watched the NFL for 15 years. I used to just watch the Super Bowl because I just loved the spectacle behind it. I thought it was so cool. Even before I understood the game, just loved watching it. And then probably around 13 years ago, I was like, no, I'm really going to commit to learning this sport and not just watching it, one time a season. And it works out perfectly because like my Australian Football League, when that's not on, I have nothing to do and I'm just walking around like I have no purpose in life. So NFL, perfect timing. I don't want to watch cricket. I want to watch the NFL. So around 13 years ago, I went on a mission to picked a team, probably got regrets about the team. No, I don't at all, but I fell in love with the Cincinnati Bengals and I've fell in love with the sport and I've been learning it and developing it and getting into it ever since. And my journey as a creator pretty much just happened because it's quite lonely supporting this league and this sport over here. And I was just so convinced that there weren't other real NFL fans out there, especially not Bengals fans in Australia or even around the world. You only really saw what you saw on TV. And I was just really desperate to talk about it. So I started making some content, literally thought no one is ever going to see this. And here we are 6 years later. I'm still learning the sport every single day. When I think I've got I've got a good track on everything, something always comes up and I'm like, man, I still got a long way to go. But I love it so much, and the more I understand it, the more I love it, and the more I realize how many other people love it, the more I love it as well.
So why the Bengals?
That's the question. That's the $1 million question. No, I was watching. I had a whole plan because my Australian football team's quite good. So I've been quite privileged in the sense that I'm used to being up there, and so when I went into picking a team, I'm like, you know what? Got to be on the same level. Like, I'm used to some success. And so I started just watching some teams, see who I gravitated towards. And I watched a Bengals-Patriots game. So I could have gone one of really two ways there. And I think I was honestly looking at the Patriots. But no, something about the orange and black team and seeing, back then we had Andy Dalton as our quarterback and watching the orange team with the quarterback with orange hair. And AJ Green, and it was a really good game that I watched, and the Bengals won in a really cool fashion. And I was like, man, I love this team. No idea what a Bengal was, no idea what Cincinnati was. And then a quick Google search was like, oh, this team not very good. So I try to talk myself out of it. I'm like, can't do this. And then, no, every week I would, I always say I was checking ESPN to see how the Bengals were going and see if they were good. Because if they were good, then I could support them. And I realized I ended up supporting them without even realizing. I was secretly rooting for them to win. And I'm like, man, I didn't even get to make the choice. The choice happened for me. But I love it. Grew on me. And honestly, I make the joke about regrets, but no regrets. It's been an amazing ride. It's been very character building, and I love them very much. So I owe my love of the sport because I love the team first, if I'm being honest. So I owe a lot to.
Have you managed to get out to Cincinnati?
Yeah, I went for the first time in 2015-16. It was it was back when we were still in our playoff win drought, hadn't won 30-something years, whatever it was. And I watched us play the Steelers in a playoff game and lose in the last seconds. So I've seen that. I've seen quite a couple of losses there, unfortunately. I only went last season. I watched us lose to the Jets. Watched us win once to the Bills, so that was nice. And I've also... Yeah, well, see, it was fantastic. Thank you very much. If the Bills, they gave me something to live for, because other than that, I've only seen losses, including a Super Bowl loss in LA against the Rams. So I was convinced I was pretty bad luck for the Bengals, but we won against the Bills, so I'll take that.
Yeah, but that's nothing to brag about beating the Bills, is it?
Man, when you lose to the Jets, you're the first win of the season.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what? I'll take the win. Against anyone at this stage, honestly.
Yeah. So, what's the hardest part of being a fan in Australia?
Well, there's a few. I mean, the time zone's obviously your number one. Especially, Bengals a small market team. When I've been supporting them the whole time, and we're also an East Coast sort of base team, so we've always got that early Sunday afternoon game, which is a very early. It's around 3 a.m. my time. Yeah, so that's rough. The best it gets out for me is around 5 a.m. at some stage when we've got that window. If we're lucky enough to get prime time, once we got better, started getting primetime games, I was pretty honoured, because that's a nice, 10 a.m., 12 p.m. game for me. So the time zone's pretty hard, obviously on a Monday, so that's rough, work and life. I think my whole family just sort of know that I'm a write-off come September, and that's just kind of, it's aged me terribly. Like I'm really just 18, guys. This is just from sleep. No. Yeah, no, going off that whole season, we're on Sunday, Mondays, I'm sort of going on 3 hours sleep, and I watch football from, 3 a.m. to pretty much 1 p.m. and then I do my job, and it kind of takes it out of me. So that's hard. And it's also like I said, initially it was a disconnect. You just didn't really feel like you knew any other NFL fans. They would sort of come out for the Super Bowl, but then everyone sort of went away, and it was really, you just wanted to talk about it, but I didn't really know where to start. But that's gotten a lot better. But those early mornings, they're going to be around forever, so I just have to sort of grin and bear it, I think.
Yeah, we have that same. Well, not so much the Bears, because they normally have the nice friendly kickoff for me. And the Bills,
what time is it for you?
About 9 p.m. generally.
9 p.m. Prime time's about 1 p.m. for us, isn't it?
1 a.m.
1 a.m. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you guys are like the opposite in the sense that the primetime games are not friendly to you, but the other ones kind of. Yeah. Well, if you want to swap, I'll happily take it. I don't get those primetime games a lot, so you know what? I'd love to have them all my games be around 9 would be great.
Yeah, well, then we have the 6 p.m. game, don't we, as well? So
the early one. That's my 3 a.m. game. That's the rough one for me.
Yeah. So it's quite a good day for us. Then we have the same problem. We have that 4 a.m., 5 a.m. finish, and then don't work at 9 o'clock.
But you still got it on Sunday night, correct? So you're still like.
Yeah.
I'm quite fortunate now that I work from home, so I can watch it. But a lot of my Mondays when I was in an office were spent with my dual monitors and work game, and everyone learned in my life is that there's things that you just cannot fight, and that's Tiffany watching football on a Monday, at least having it there, watching some Red Zone, watching Scott Hansen, and this being my entire existence. And I very much learnt that I wasn't ever going to work on the Super Bowl, because one year I worked and I disconnected phone from everything. I didn't want to have it spoiled, and one thing I didn't consider was checking my emails. I checked my emails, and Fanatics or something spoiled the so I'm like, never working on a Super Bowl ever again. And unfortunately unfortunately, Mondays for me. Luckily, my work knows that don't call her until basically after 1 p.m. because she's locked and loaded. And if you also get her on Monday, she's sleep deprived. So maybe just speak to her on Tuesday. It's fine.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah, my office is Packers based.
There. Really fun for you there.
Yeah, they'll have zero sympathy with me.
Yeah,
staying up late to watch the Bears.
I love the dynamic. That's very interesting.
I'm a fan to content creator. What was that?
Well, I was a content creator. I wasn't a sports content creator first. I was very firm. I started making content during lockdown, COVID times, and I don't know how much you guys know over there, but Melbourne, where I live, was like the most locked down place in the world. Like, it was 200 and something days. Like, we had a lot of time at home. Really good for watching sport, let me just say that, but also not great for your mental health and being so bored. So I started creating content just to be like, whatever I want came to my brain, I made. And then I was always very firm that I'm just going to do this and share what I like, and hopefully people who like the same thing will find me. But then that went to, I think it was just about as we were about to draft Joe Burrow. And I really wanted to talk about it because, my God, this is such a big thing. So I made a video about us drafting Joe, and like a little skit about like Andy Dalton not knowing what to do, like, hey, do I still have a job? Because I was very much on brand for me.
Yeah.
And I put that out there because, it was a huge thing for my franchise and my team. And I kind of just wanted to talk about it. And yeah, people saw it and I was like, oh my God, like, cool. So that encouraged me, a bit of a snowball effect to keep on making stuff. It wasn't always just Bengals stuff. It was just anything that sort of came to my mind. I've been true to that, like, my whole time on the internet. 6 years. If it's something that I want to talk about, I talk about it. Whether or not anyone listens, doesn't bother me. As long as I get it out there, I feel great. And if I always say my own biggest like fan, if I make it and I think it's funny,
that's good.
Honestly, I'm wiping my hands with it. And that's sort of been it. So yeah, it was just, like I said, just trying to find other people who basically I just want to talk about it.
So how do you find that balance on that from the humour side and the serious side, getting the message that you want to deliver across?
I wish I had a formula that I could give you. I wish I was professional enough to say that I'm really strategic in what I do. No, it's just whatever comes to me, whatever feels natural in the time, whatever my mood is of the day. If I'm in a day where I feel like a bit more humorous and a bit more messy, then that usually comes across. If it's a day where I'm like straight to the point, you can usually feel it as well. But no, I'm very much a firm believer on not being too scripted, too niche. It's just whatever feels right in the moment. Like, there are some times where it's just spur of the moment. I'm like, I want to show this right now.
Yeah.
And if I chuck a joke in there and people find it funny, I'm taking all credit because that just sort of happened in the moment. I never try to intend to be funny. I think if I tried to be funny, I really wouldn't be at all. So if people find me humorous, sick. But that's never what I'm going out there to try accomplish because, oh gosh. But yeah, it's very easy for me because I was saying this the other day. Even though I've been following the sport for 15 years, it still feels quite fresh of me learning it. And I am still learning it. So it's quite easy for me to explain it to people because I remember what I wanted to learn and what worked for me and what clicked in my brain. That's still really fresh. So I just follow that, and whatever worked for me is the stuff I try to put out. And I like to just lean into the fact that I'm never going to be an expert, and if you wanted an expert thing, you got to watch ex-players or professionals who really do it. I embrace that I don't know everything, sort of say everything in layman's terms, and just be me. You know what I mean? That's one thing I can't screw up. So you know what? I'll just do what feels normal to me, and no formula. It's just do what feels natural, I guess. And
that's the way to do it. I'm with you.
That is indeed, We've always said that, haven't we? We said we want to be a bit more light-hearted. People go to ESPN or they go to listen to podcasts from ex-pros if they wanted that deep analysis on why X-player did why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
Even down to our hot takes during the season, which after we reviewed our
predictions.
No, I love it. And I think it's super important. I mean, I'm a firm believer if you're going to do hot takes and things like that, one of the worst things that happened to me is I had to find like a real, sorry, this is a bit off topic, but it's an important thing is I had to find like when I would get gigs initially, you know, I will admit I would get a gig because like, hey, female, Australian, you do this. And I was like, cool, thank you. But then they're like, hey, can you have this opinion because that will get some clicks? And I was like, ooh, I don't like that. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to say something, I'm going to say it because I believe it, not because I was fed it.
Yeah.
And that became a weird thing I had to navigate. But yeah, I believe them. If you do a hot take, you know what I mean? If you stand behind it, go for it. But yeah, trying to say a hot take just for the sake of like getting some clicks, I can't do it. When I rag on Patrick Mahomes, I'm meaning it because like I'm properly jealous of him. But you know, if you're gonna ask me, I remember one time someone told me once like to do a whole hit piece on Aaron Rodgers. I know Lee, you might approve of that potentially, but I was just like, it didn't feel right at the time. And I was like, I don't actually think that. So why am I, you know, so that's that weird balance. So I've gotten a lot stronger with time. It's sort of not potentially being bullied by people that bigger companies who go.
So Tiffany, in this segment, we're going to cover AFL versus NFL as you sit across both areas. So what does each sport do better?
You're putting me in the burning hot seat. What do they do better? All right, let's start with NFL first. NFL does the spectacle better. I'm a firm believer that I think it's the American side of it. They love to show their love. Whereas Australians, especially with Australian rules football, we've gotten a little bit like conservative, where it's like not cool. You know, you've got your diehards and your people in the cheer squad and stuff like that. But you know, the casual fan who is still very passionate sort of is a lot more refined. You know, like people won't wear we call them a Guernsey, their football jumpers, because they're like, it's not, you know, whereas you got everyone in jerseys at NFL games and you've got the hype and you want to go over the top, and we just got a little bit reserved. It became a little bit like too cool for school, and that kind of bugs me because the atmosphere I've been to games both, and the atmosphere is great in both, but something about NFL games, it's fun watching sort of people have that release. And it's still controlled, like don't get me wrong, you still get your bad eggs in both crowds, but most of the time they're going all out, but it's controlled and it's sportsmanlike and it's fun. AFL's gone a little bit too cool for school. But I think the AFL is just so good, like considering, I mean, I'm also biased. Like I said, my team is quite big and I support Collingwood. If there's any Australian listeners, they'll understand this straight away and they're also going to immediately hate me. Guys, please don't. But Australians are really good, and especially in AFL, like getting around just your regular season games. We're really passionate. We fill those grounds pretty well most of the time, and I really respect that. Like I go to a lot of games and I see them a lot of the times the stadium's quite full, and it really makes me proud. And it's our one sort of moment to be quite patriotic, and it just feels very, very, very nice. So yeah, look, I love them both. They feel like such different entities for me. Besides the fact that they're both sports and they're both loved by me, they exist in such different planes. And who I am watching one versus who I am watching the other is so different that it's so hard to compare them. They live so separately in my life. But yeah, I do have little things where I'm like, oh, okay, like I'd love to see some of this stuff there and I'd love to see some of this stuff there, but it's a bit still difficult to describe.
That's a great segue into the next question there. So if you could import one AFL thing into the NFL and vice versa, what would you pick?
Great segue. There you are. All right, one from each?
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right, well then, yeah, I'm going to stick with that. Give me like, okay, hold on, I'll change it. Give me like tailgating in the States, in the NFL. Give me that for AFL. I want that before and after a game kind of vibe. Yeah. And like more over the top costumes. Okay, I want some crazy ass stuff. I want full body paint. I want flags. I want all the stuff. I want like Darth Vader. You know, there's like always like the Darth Vader Packers guy. I want Darth Vader Collingwood. I want people to go over the top with their cosplays. I want it to be ridiculous. I want it to be a spectacle. Australians will hate it because they're very reserved and be like, no. I want that. I want over the top, and I want tailgating. I want to get on the beers like 5 hours before the game at the back of my bloody car. Back of my electric Volvo. and I want to do that. I think it's going to be great. And AFL aspects that I would bring to the NFL. Oh yeah, let's go. How familiar are you guys with the AFL? Not much?
A little bit.
Yeah,
a little
Have
bit.
you? Do you know what a mark is?
No.
A mark is when we catch the ball, so it's like a catch. But
Oh,
when
right.
in Australian rules football, when we go for a mark, there's a thing called a specky, which is essentially a player. This is a player. This is another player. A player basically jumps on the back of another player, hands up in the air, and catches the ball, marks the ball. And when you do it in the air and you get air like that, it's called a specky. So can you imagine like Jamar Chase, a wide receiver? Okay, let's go. Jumping on the back of another pass interference. Completely like offensive pass interference. Scrap the rule. Jump on another player's like climb over as many people as you need to. All those cornerbacks, it's fine. Catch the ball. A ridiculous specky. So now you've learned a term. Do yourself a favor. If you're not familiar with AFL, just go on YouTube and just type in best AFL marks or speckies. And you'll be watching some stuff, and these guys, they get some serious freaking air, and the guy who is unfortunate enough to have the mark taken on him gets a nice knee to his back or to his shoulder, and it's really humiliating if you get a specky taken on you. You're like, God damn it!
I'm spitting.
So yeah, I would do that.
That'd be amazing.
They're and then the worst part, these are big guys. They'll take in a ridiculous mark, and then you just watch them fall. And then I've seen many of broken bones and very bad injuries. And sometimes they fall, and then they're like, "Hey, I'm fine," and keep on running around for the rest of the game. But they are quite spectacular. And I'd love to see a wide receiver in their padding take a mark.
That sounds mega. I'm all for that.
It's pretty
That
cool.
sounds good.
Yeah, I'm not picturing now OBJ doing it with some spectacular one-handed and then a into backflip onto his.
Yeah. Can you? Oh my God! It would if they could do it, they would do it better because their celebrations next level, and they've got the gloves on them to do the one-handed specky. It would be wild. So yeah, that'd be really really cool, but never happened. Especially probably a good thing because they already got enough injuries in the NFL, and we would be losing wide receivers by the second.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, the Bills wouldn't because they've only got one.
The depth chart is completely gone.
Keon Coleman's feeling now. Keon Coleman's
Oh.
he's googling specky now. He did it, but
He's got it. He's gonna win himself some points. So he's, you know what? Better get on the speckies. We'll take him. Honestly, I still can't believe this is a thing. I mean, I don't watch too much rugby league or rugby union down here, but I still don't understand. Like, when I watch it, I'm like, how are all these boys not drafted as running backs? Like, you should be. They get Australian ears as kickers and all that stuff, but chuck him in as a running back. These guys can just run through walls. No, there's no defense that's gonna stop a rugby player. Just put.
I'd say John Alerma was a running back.
Yeah. See?
imagine
Easy.
It. Yeah.
So just being around that AFL culture, does it change how you read things in an NFL game, do you think?
I mean, I'm sure it does to a degree. It's shaped me so much. But like I said, they exist so differently for me that it's so hard to separate. I think, if anything, I'd ask, arguably my AFL team's like quite a feral, known for being a feral team. So I do have that in me. And it has slipped out, like my first time in Cincinnati. I don't think the Americans are used to Australians and how we watch sport because we're gross. And I was swearing like a sailor and getting real, and they're like, "Wait, hey, what's this girl?" So I think if anything carried across, it was my feralness. So I learned to sort of tone that down because my voice in a C is quite noticeable, especially with this accent. And I was like, okay, maybe let's calm down a little bit there, Tiffany. Like, let's keep it under control. But other than that, no, I think it's just my dedication and appreciation of a sport that I enjoy. Has carried across. If anything, now I always say I know more about the NFL than I do the AFL. AFL's a bigger part of my life, but my knowledge base on all 32 teams is pretty solid, and all of that would have stemmed from my love of sport, which was developed by AFL. So it's sort of like one fed into the other, I guess.
Love that.
Wholesome, man.
So, Tiffany, in this segment, we're calling this one Overthinking, but NFL edition.
Love it.
So what is
Right up my alley. Let's go.
what is one NFL take you've changed your mind on?
It's in general?
Yeah, in general. Yeah.
God, one I've changed my mind on. Pretty stubborn. Actually, no, here's the one I've changed my mind on. I've changed my mind on mock drafts. And actually, studying the draft in general, I reckon anyone going around trying to make predictions about the draft and the draft prospects, get over yourself. None of us know. The experts don't know as well. I used to spend so much time mock drafting and all this stuff. I'm like, I'd rather watch them develop and then make my decision. Just trying to who won the draft and who all this grading. So I've really just taken a step back and going you've got to see whether or not. You've just got to give people time. People take development. Just trying to label people as busts. Don't get me wrong, I do it for Bengals players because I get frustrated. But for everyone else, trying to label people as busts straight away, I think it's just ridiculous. I think you need to just sort of take a step back and not overthink the development of players as much. So that's probably where I'm at with that. Yeah. What's wrong with that?
So, what do you think is the most underrated position in the team?
Ooh, underrated position. If this was a few years ago, I would have said running back. You remember when there's the whole running back? Should they get paid sort of thing? Yeah. So I was a big advocate for running backs, but then Saquon came out and really just smashed that narrative. So Saquon sort of did that for me. So instead, I'm going to go tight end. I respect a good tight end, and that should now be your clip for the entire thing. Take it completely out of context. No, tight ends, Travis Kelce obviously gave them a lot of press, but I think teams that are starting to delve into using offensive formations with multiple tight ends is really exciting and it's fun and it's new. I really love the Rams doing it. We try to do it, not to as much success, but I think it's such a cool position. And I'm looking forward to it being developed more and more people getting into it. So yeah, a good tight end or a nickelback because it's great and it's what the band was named after. So you know what? If I was a player, I'd be a nickelback. Just be like, hey, Tiffany Krylov, NFL nickelback. Nice to know you guys. One of those two. Tiffany Krylov, NFL tight end. No, that doesn't work very well for me. Let's stick for
Nickelback.
Let's go for Nickelback. I think if I start introducing myself as an NFL tight end, it's going to definitely give me... People are going to be like, hey, she's one of those. She goes around with the team.
If you had to explain the NFL to a total beginner in one sentence, how would you do it?
It's easy. As you were saying that, I hope this question goes where I go, it's not original. A lot of people have said it and I don't even take credit because I heard someone else say it, which is just violent chess. I think that's all you need to know. It's strategic. It's a lot more thought goes into each play than people realize. Everyone's like, why is there so many breaks and stop start and blah, blah, blah. It's all like a mind game as well. So really strategic, really feeling each other out. You've got offensive positioning and defensive positioning, which is the same as bloody chess and moves. And yeah, it's violent. Really, really, really violent. And I think that's fun. Look, I've seen the bad sides of the violence. Don't get me wrong. I don't like watching people get properly injured, okay? It's still, Damar Hamlin's injury still lives in my brain every single day. Never wished for that, but some of the hits, when they get up and they're fine, you're like, oh, I love that. It's really the primal animal in you watching people just get smacked to the ground. As long as they get up and they're okay, fine. I try not to think too much about the concussions and things like that because it's bad. But for the moment when people are healthy, their hits, fantastic. Violent, aggressive chess. And that's what we need to know.
Which is a great segue into Star Wars, Harry Potter, NFL. Rank them by emotional damage.
By emotional damage?
Emotional damage,
Oh, that's easy. I thought you meant rank them in general. I'm like, God, I'll be here all day. Okay. NFL 100% number one emotional damage. I am the shell of a human being since my love of this sport began. Number two, Star Wars. Purely because every time I like something, everyone else in the world just apparently hates it. So I'm so sick of apparently all of the things I love in Star Wars, everyone else hates. So I'm like, you know what? Stop making my life hard. And then 3, Harry Potter. Harry Potter used to be so unproblematic. Now it's problematic. So it still causes emotional damage because I feel like a bad person for liking it, but I still like it, and here I am. So
love Harry Potter.
I love Harry Potter. Don't get me wrong, I will forever. But yeah, my God, they all give me emotional. I need some new hobbies. They're all hard on me. Thank you for making me have this epiphany. Thank you.
Well, another good segue here, Tiffany. So, which Harry Potter Star Wars character would be best suited to the NFL?
Okay, Harry Potter character first. None of them. But what are they gonna do, man? Okay, hold on. No.
You know,
Give me
Gavin Doyle as Defensive lineman.
Nah. You're right. You're right. They're pretty good. I can't tape that now. That's good. Damn it. My brain was like, give me like Charlie Weasley as a tight end. I think that would be kind of cool.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like Ron would be a great like punter. No, maybe make him a kicker. Let's make him a. Before I said Australians get drafted as punters, as kickers, as punters. Sorry, let me go back in there. Put Ron as a kicker. I want the game on the line. Pick my team's down by bloody 2 points, and I want Ron Weasley going for the field goal for me. He'll mess it up half the time, but I reckon that's where I'm going. And for Star Wars, give me Yoda just like running around, just really like leapfrogging guys as well. I think that'd be pretty fun. Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars video game fan, so I do love like a Cal Kestis, and I think he would be really great. Don't know what position I'd put him in as a quarterback. Cal can do anything, so I think that would be my answer for that.
I was thinking about like General Grievous at wide receiver, like 8
with
hands.
the lightsabers.
Yeah, you have to eat it out.
Slicing up balls everywhere. Love it. Your answers are much better than mine. Let's just go with your choices.
So Tiffany, this is the big moment. We find ourselves with getting a lot of new fans to the game. And some of them are making some questionable decisions on the teams that they're going to follow. So we're asking our guests now to give a 30-second sales pitch on why they should follow your team.
No. Okay, 30 seconds. Do you want a serious answer or do you want a non-serious answer? Because I can do both. I'll put them both
Mix
in
them
one
up.
for you.
Yeah.
I got this. 30 seconds. Set the timer on. All right, tell me when to go.
Let's go.
Okay. Reason number 1, if you're a female and you don't really care about much, Joe Burrow is really attractive. Okay, so if you're straight female or a gay man, go crazy. Joe Burrow is hot. Number 2, it's character developing because the Bengals will make you miserable, and it ages you terribly. However, you'll love them forever for it. So if you really like toxic relationships, done. But reason number 3, which is my serious reason, is that Cincinnati's a wonderful place and the fans that I've met are really, really lovely, and it's a small market, small franchise team. Never won a Super Bowl. We get overlooked and made fun of a lot, and it's really nice to... You can tell this is a team that really appreciates the big moments. We're just happy to be there. And it makes me really, really proud to do it. And people from Cincinnati are lovely and welcoming, and it's a great city to visit, beautiful stadium. And the last reason is we have the best helmet in the entire league, so it's pretty freaking cool. And the orange and black is pretty tough, so the colours look good as well. So you've got 4 reasons there. Any one of them work, but I would just say if you're going to be a Bengals fan, just be prepared to have a bit of a thick skin, because it's not for the faint-hearted. I don't recommend it lightly, but if you want to join, I will hold your hand through the process, because you're going to need it.
Yeah, excellent there.
A bit longer than 30 seconds.
It was brilliant.
But I got to go for it. It's my moment to get some people on board.
Exactly. We've only had one that's kept to 30 seconds, haven't we?
We have, yeah, everyone goes over. It's all good. I mean, this has been absolutely brilliant, Tiffany. Tell everyone where they can find you.
Gosh, you can find me on TikTok, where it all began. I think my handle's Tiffany Krylov, and I'm on Instagram, same sort of thing. I forget that I apparently have an X account until I get people message me on there, but I do. And I'm always happy to talk ball with people. So if you enjoy it, which I'm presuming by listening to this podcast you do. Yeah, and I'm excited to show people the game when it comes here in September. So I'm going to be really, really looking forward to plugging. I'm very proud of my city and my country, so I'm really going to be enjoying plugging that, as well as a sport that I love so much, and in a ground that I love so much, which is the MCG. So, yeah.
Love it.